Thanks for asking. Probably.
What are you wearing?
I'm Bruno.
Are you Bruno?
I'm Bruno, yeah. And then, I don't know what my wife is, but then we got Mirabelle, and we got Louisa, and we got,
There you go.
help me another one. Mirabelle, Louisa, the one who has all the flowers. Anyways.
Wrong crowd.
I'm Bruno.
Yeah, but you're Bruno.
Yeah, I'm the one who comes out of the back closet and got rats on my back, and I don't know if you guys know the song, but I know the song pretty well. Isabella. Thank you. That's it, yeah. Yeah, it'd be good to see the kiddos tonight. It'd be great.
John, David Moore, Dallas Morning News. Difficult segue here. But just Turpin yesterday, it appeared he got hit pretty good on that. Just how's he feeling today?
Yeah, he'll be good. He took, because I think we partially deflected the punt, and it bounced up, and he went up to just preserve the yardage like we would have liked to have done earlier in the game. And, he just kind of got twisted up and banged. And I think it's easier for him to elude contact when he's running than, trying to high point a ball, and then they have more of a target. So he'll be all right. It's good for the bye week for everybody, though, including him. He's been playing year-round football for a couple of years. I mean, he's not that you feel like he needs one, but any mental or physical break he can get, I think, is good for him because he's been going for a while.
Calvin Watkins,
Yeah.
that's my news. Along those lines, have you thought about, well, maybe let me give him a return off because I don't want to wear him down because you're going to need him now for the next 2 months with so much to play for?
No, I haven't thought about that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, because he needs to be back there and limited opportunities anyways, whether it's a touchback or fair catch or punch out of bounds. The times that a ball is in play, he needs to be back there. So I'm saying that, not that I feel like at all he needs a mental or physical break, but I think he'll take it if, especially on a week like this, probably like everybody. But no, he's in it for the long haul, and I feel great about him.
John Todd, for the ESPN. How stressed out does it get for you about position-wise, not about your stress level, when guys leave and then Clark has to play more and then your safeties have to go in and play more? What does that do? How does that stress your unit?
Yeah, it doesn't stress me. It's actually cool to see some guys get some opportunities to play O&D, like I've always said. But it puts a little bit more work and cardio on those guys. Damone going into the game thinking just 4 core special teams and backup linebacker. Then sure enough, he goes in there, and I think he plays over 40 plays on defense. And he still played on 3 of the 4 special teams phases. We got him a little bit of help on kickoff with Hendershot. They kind of just buddy system because Hendershot was playing a lot of tight end too. So it kind of felt a little bit like a preseason game where in the second half, the guys who were playing on O&D are also playing special teams, and it stresses them a little bit, but it's also the bonus of having rookies in there. They want all the reps, and their endurance is really good, and they don't know any better, so sometimes that's good too. But it's fun to see them play as much as they can, and I was really proud of Damone for playing all 4 phases in critical positions, and he hasn't done it, I think, since high school. So he's a good player. Man, he belongs, and he'll continue to get better on the special teams part.
Skyler Dixon with the AP. Kicking was an adventure, let's say, in training camp. It was a huge question as the season started. How do you assess the way Brett has just kind of settled that whole thing down and where you are now and what that looks like?
Yeah, that's a great call. Going back to the stress, that was the stress point in training camp was, who's going to be our kicker. So, yeah, he settled it down. I think, I'm proud of Brett for coming in, and he didn't try to do anything special. I think he's been really healthy, and he feels good, and he's trusted his operation with the snapper and his holder, whether it's been Jake or Matt. And he's just a really professional, poised guy. And so it's not surprising to me, and it doesn't appear like it's surprising to him to have performed at a level that we really like. But, yeah, he's given all of us great confidence in his ability to, make 7 PATs on 7 touchdowns or hit some big kicks when we need him to.
This kind of falls in the range of a bye week question, more of a big, but like when you look at the league with so many games decided by 3 points or less, the specialization and the coaching in all phases of the game, why haven't we seen kickers be drafted more coming out of college?
Yeah, that's a great question. Wow. I would say maybe twofold is maybe there hasn't been any that you think this is worthy of a first, second, third round pick. But then you go back to the Raiders, and they used one on Janikowski in the first round and Leckler in the 5th round. And I remember being there, and everybody was on Al Davis, about you wasting 2, draft picks on kickers. And he just fired back. He said, well, I just took care of our specialists for the next decade or so. And so, so he was right. There's been a couple misses in the 2nd round with a kicker from Tampa a couple years ago. So, yeah, it's the value of a great kicker is huge. And I don't know why, whether it's an offensive lineman or a wide receiver or a pass rusher or a corner would always take precedence. Brian was a 3rd-round punter, and I think that's worked out great for him, at least, now. Gosh, I'm rambling, trying to buy some time thinking of a good answer, but as you can tell, it's a great question because, look at the playoffs last year. Every game was a 1-score game or 3-point game except for, I think, the Cardinals-Rams wild card. And then this year, I think I read something, or the closest amount of games in NFL history. I don't know if I'm wrong on that, but it just seems they're all 1-score games, and the special teams and the kicking is a huge part of it. I'm glad we got a really good one.
What's your view of an 82-yard punt, 62-yard net? I mean, is that a good thing overall? Or are you disappointed that something like that doesn't end up like inside the 5 or something?
Yeah, one of our goals was to get inside the 5 this past week because we've been missing the bounce. It seems like everyone has kicked forward on a 50-yard line punt. And so it was a great punt. I mean, it was a bomb from the side. And I was like, geez, thought I might hit the scoreboard again. Just a great punt. And I know CJ and Kelvin were chasing it down. And, I mean, if you could down that inside the 5 and get a 78-yard gross net, that would be pretty good. But it's good for Brian to get a good big shot off, especially because they rushed us. They brought all 8. So it was a real professional rep under pressure. And it was, I think, one short of the Cowboys record. Can't do anything about it, but it was great ball.
John Jory of St. Sports. You've worked with Tony for years in the return game. How similar is some of what we saw from him yesterday to what he was doing there? And are there ways that special team and returns training helps him in terms of making those kicks?
Yeah, I think so. That's a great, point of view. Is a kickoff returner's probably greatest strength you could ask for is vision. Second would probably be tackle breaking from a kickoff return standpoint. Punt return might be a little bit different, but his vision on some of these runs or kickoff returns the last couple of years and his ability to break tackles is something that you can't coach. Let's face it, he's built in a way that he sees it, and he's got really strong, powerful legs. If you look at our kickoff return last year against Denver, the one he got out past the 50, and then the one, I think it was a goal line run where he scored a touchdown on it. Can I demonstrate what he does? Is he can run off one leg, get hit on this leg, and the next leg that hits is the same leg. Call like a same leg run. And he did that. If you look at the TV copy of the Denver kick return last year, and the one where he was going into the end zone, he goes off one leg, his other leg gets hit, so the next leg that hits is his same leg. So the power that he has in his legs to stay on his feet, it's contact balance. And I don't know if that can be coached either, but his contact balance is phenomenal. And that's one reason why I thought he was a really good kick returner. He can see it, and the tackle breaking part is the contact balance. And he's got really cool legs to be able to, stay on his feet when it goes left leg, or right leg, right leg. And you can only see it if you really look at it real close on like the TV copies. But it's really cool running form that he has that's got to be just totally natural.
Well, even yesterday, I don't remember what legs hit in what order, but in one of his touchdowns, the guy grabbed his ankle a little bit short, and he just kept going as if the guy wasn't holding on to his ankle.
I think that's part of it too. It might have been the same exact run we're talking about, where he went left leg. And then the other touchdown, he leans out and just puts that left foot in the ground and has the ability to put so much torque into that leg and change direction is cool to watch. And it's really fun to go back on the TV copies, which I do every Monday morning, and pull out the slow-mo replays of ball security or takeaways or contact balance, and there's some cool stuff.
When you pull out the takeaways copy for this week, what are you showing them on Micah and what he did with that return?
Better hang on to the ball a little tighter. No, but that's Coach Quinn and the defense do a great job of preaching that, and we all talk about ball security and takeaways. But it's a great strip by Leighton, using his right shoulder and just peeling the fingertips off of the football of the opponent, and the ball spills out over the top, and a great recovery by Micah. And then kind of like last week, we get some defensive guys into some ball security drills because tell the defensive guys somebody's always coming from behind to get you, just like the offensive guys know it, but there's always somebody coming from behind on defense when you have the football in your hand. So we learned that last week too, but let them just keep playing football and figure it out.
Anybody else? Good.
All right, thanks you guys. Thanks.